Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, fans. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the buzz around the league isn't just about the playoff races or the MVP race. It's about potential blockbuster moves that could reshape teams' futures. And right now, one of the hottest rumors swirling involves none other than Chris Jones, the dominant defensive tackle from the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, the same Chris Jones who's been a cornerstone of Kansas City's defense, the guy who's wreaked havoc in the trenches for years. But as the season progresses and the Chiefs face some uncertainty, especially with Patrick Mahomes' offensive struggles and the team's overall performance, whispers are growing louder that Kansas City might be considering a bold move trading Jones. I want to pause here and give you a comprehensive picture of Chris Jones's incredible career. Drafted in 2016 out of Mississippi State, Jones has become one of the premier interior defenders in the NFL. His combination of size, agility, and relentless motor sets him apart from many of his peers. Over the years, he's accumulated a remarkable stat line with 84. 5 sacks in 151 games, including a career-high 15. 5 sacks in 2018, which cemented his reputation as a game wrecker. His ability to collapse pockets from the inside has been instrumental in Kansas City's defensive success, especially during their Super Bowl LIV victory, where his pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo helped turn the tide. Jones's impact isn't just measured in sacks. His presence demands double teams, freeing up teammates to make plays. His 218 total tackles include over 150 QB hits, illustrating his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks. His run defense is also noteworthy, with a run-stop win rate consistently above 30%, making him a dual threat against both the pass and the run. His PFF grades over the years have been consistently high, often hovering around 80+, with recent seasons showcasing a pass-rush grade exceeding 90, underscoring his elite skill level. Now, let's explore the current situation with the Chiefs. Sitting at 6-7 as of late December, Kansas City's season has been somewhat underwhelming considering their lofty standards. The offense, led by Patrick Mahomes, remains explosive, but the defense has shown cracks, especially in the interior line. The decision to consider trading Jones might seem counterintuitive, but the NFL is a business, and cap management is critical. Jones is scheduled to make a hefty $28 million in 2026, a significant cap hit that could hinder the team's flexibility in upcoming seasons. With the team also looking to extend Mahomes and retain key defensive players, Kansas City might see trading Jones as a strategic move to reset their cap and acquire draft capital for future rebuilds. This potential trade is not just about cap space. It's about the strategic direction of the franchise. The Chiefs have already been somewhat inconsistent on defense this season, allowing an average of 24 points per game, which is acceptable but not championship level. Trading Jones could be part of a broader plan to acquire multiple draft picks, perhaps even a first-rounder or two, and focus on younger, cost-controlled talent. It's a move that could signal a shift toward a more rebuild-oriented approach, especially if the team decides to go all in on their offensive weapons and develop a new defensive identity. But what makes this storyline particularly exciting for Green Bay fans is the possibility of acquiring Jones. The Packers, currently riding a 9-3-1 record and in playoff contention, have a strong defense that has been a key part of their success this season. Their defensive unit is ranked highly, with a PFF grade of 82.1, and they've shown resilience against both the run and the pass. Adding a player of Jones's caliber would significantly elevate their front seven, which already features Kenny Clark and talented rookie Keion White. Clark, a steady presence on the line, has been effective against the run and pass, while White's development has been promising, showcasing his explosive first step and ability to disrupt plays. But Jones would take the unit to a new level. Let's analyze Jones's style of play and what he brings to the table. Coming out of Mississippi State, Jones was known for his explosive first step, powerful hands, and incredible motor. His pass rush win rate, as per PFF, is among the elite at his position, especially when rushing from the interior. His ability to generate pressures with 35 pressures in the 2025 season puts him in the top tier among defensive tackles. The EPA, expected points added per pressure of 0. 20 indicates the high impact of his pressures, which often turn into sacks or disruptive plays. His knack for collapsing the pocket and forcing quarterbacks to scramble or throw off balance makes him an invaluable asset in any defensive scheme. In terms of durability, Jones has had moments of injury concern, including a shoulder injury in Week 6 that sidelined him temporarily. However, he's shown resilience and a strong work ethic, often bouncing back quickly. His consistency over the years has been impressive, and his leadership on and off the field makes him a natural locker room presence. Given his age, he's 29, he's entering the prime of his career with several productive years ahead. When you compare him to other interior disruptors like Aaron Donald or Dexter Lawrence, Jones's combination of pass rush ability and run-stopping prowess makes him a true game wrecker. Now, let's consider what this addition could mean for the Green Bay Packers. Their defense has been a bright spot this season, especially under the guidance of head coach Matt LaFleur and defensive coordinator Dean Pease. The team's defensive scheme emphasizes pressure and disciplined coverage, and Jones's arrival would reinforce that identity. The Packers have already been effective against the run, limiting opponents to roughly 145 rushing yards per game, but adding Jones could tighten that further, perhaps reducing rushing yards allowed by another 15 yards per game, which is significant against NFC foes like the Lions and Vikings, both of whom rely heavily on their ground game. In pass defense, Jones's presence would allow the Packers to generate more pressure without blitzing, making their secondary's job easier. Their current sack total is respectable, but with Jones, that number could increase by around 8 sacks, pushing their total closer to 40. Such an uptick would be critical in playoff games, where every sack and pressure counts. Moreover, Jones's ability to occupy multiple blockers would free up linebackers like Devonder Campbell and Key Walker to make more plays sideline to sideline. Looking ahead, the Packers are in an enviable position. Their offense, led by quarterback Jordan Love, has shown flashes of brilliance, with standout performances from receivers Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. The team's offensive line has been solid, and their running game, anchored by Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, has been effective. But it's their defense that could truly push them into Super Bowl contention. A disruptive interior presence like Jones could be the final piece that turns a good team into a great one. The playoff picture is shaping up favorably for Green Bay. With a 9-3-1 record, they are in the thick of the NFC standings, vying for a top seed. A strong defense combined with an efficient offense could give them an edge over NFC rivals like the San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, or Philadelphia Eagles. In particular, their ability to control the line of scrimmage in cold weather playoff games is crucial, and Jones's grit and strength fit perfectly with that environment. Now, considering the odds, the Packers' Super Bowl chances have improved markedly. Early in the season, the odds of them winning the championship hovered around plus 800, but recent performances and the potential addition of Jones have shortened those odds to around plus 450. This reflects the increased confidence in the team's chances, especially if they can bolster their front line with a player of Jones's caliber. His presence could be transformative, not only in creating immediate pressure, but also in setting a tone of physical dominance that can intimidate opponents. Furthermore, the potential acquisition of Jones would send a message across the league. The Packers are serious about contending now. This move would mirror the kind of aggressive, win-now mindset that has characterized recent NFL championship teams. Think back to the dominant defenses of the early 2010 Seahawks or the 2018 Bears. Interior disruptors who could dominate the trenches and turn games in an instant. Jones could be that player for Green Bay, and his leadership and experience would be invaluable in guiding younger players and setting a standard for consistency and effort. Of course, the broader NFL landscape is watching this story unfold. The Chiefs' possible trade of Jones could trigger a bidding war, or at least set a precedent for other teams to pursue high-impact defensive players. For the Packers, though, it's about seizing the moment. If they can swing a deal that aligns with their salary cap and strategic goals, they could land a franchise-defining player who would be instrumental in their Super Bowl chase. Let's also look at the broader historical context. Green Bay's last Super Bowl victory was in 2010, when Aaron Rodgers led the team to a 31-25 win over the Steelers, a triumph that was built on a stout defense and clutch plays on offense. Since then, the team has often been on the cusp but lacked that final piece, a dominant force on the defensive line capable of consistently generating pressure. The addition of a player like Jones could be that missing ingredient, restoring the Packers to their former glory and possibly extending their championship window. Future expectations for the Packers hinge on several factors: health, continued offensive development, and defensive upgrades. If Jones joins the team, their defensive metrics could see a significant boost. Their third-down defense could improve from 22% to under 20%, and their ability to create turnovers could increase with more pressure on quarterbacks. These improvements could translate into more wins, better playoff positioning, and ultimately, a shot at hoisting the Lombardi Trophy once again. Deep analytical dives reveal that the Packers' defensive success correlates strongly with pressure rates and run-stopping efficiency. With Jones's addition, their pressure rate could rise from the current 24% to over 42%, placing them among the league's top defenses. This, combined with their already impressive secondary anchored by Rasul Douglas and rookies like Carrington Valentine, would make the Packers a nightmare for offenses. It's not just about individual talent, it's about how well the defense functions as a cohesive unit, and Jones's disruptive style fits perfectly into this puzzle. In addition, Jones's presence could influence the team's draft and free agency plans in future years. By anchoring the interior line, the Packers might focus on acquiring edge rushers and linebackers that complement his skill set, creating a balanced, versatile defense. This strategic approach could have long-term benefits, allowing the team to stay competitive even as players age or leave. As we look to the future, the NFC North is also in flux. The Detroit Lions have emerged as a formidable force, boasting a high-powered offense led by Jared Goff and a resilient defense. The Minnesota Vikings remain dangerous, especially with Justin Jefferson healthy again. The Chicago Bears are rebuilding, but with young talent like Justin Fields, they could become a factor in the coming seasons. In this context, acquiring a player like Chris Jones isn't just about immediate impact, it's about asserting dominance in a division that's rapidly evolving. The ripple effect of such a move would extend beyond the NFC North. The entire NFC landscape could shift, especially if Green Bay becomes a more formidable playoff adversary. Their offensive line, which has improved significantly this season, would be better protected, giving Jordan Love more time to throw and make plays. The team's depth at skill positions, combined with a dominant defense, would make them a matchup nightmare in the postseason. In conclusion, the potential trade of Chris Jones to the Green Bay Packers represents a seismic shift in the NFL landscape. It's a move rooted in strategic necessity, historical opportunity, and a desire to reclaim their place at the top of the league. For Packers fans, it's an exciting possibility that could turn their team into a Super Bowl favorite once again. For the league, it's a reminder that the NFL is always about the next move, the next big play, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. So as we watch this story unfold, keep your eyes peeled and your hearts ready. The Green Bay Packers are on the cusp of making a move that could define their franchise for years to come. Whether it's the addition of Chris Jones or another blockbuster move, one thing's certain: the passion, the history, and the future of Green Bay football are alive and thriving. And we're here to bring you every step of the way. Stay tuned for more updates, deep dives, and analysis, because the best is yet to come for the Green Bay Packers and you won't want to miss it. Total character count, 13 characters.